Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with number 3 of our countdown to the Live Challenge Workshop. Live Challenge Workshop starting Monday, but leading up to that, I wanted to add some value and share some things that I've learned in my 47 years of owning businesses. I've actually personally owned and operated businesses in all kinds of different industries for 47 years. I know, crazy that I'm that old and still here yapping away at you. I also, in that 47 years, spent over a quarter century, over 25 years in corporate America, working for some of the biggest corporations in the world. And the cool thing about that is I learned a lot about resources and teamwork and how to get things done in the fastest, easiest, most efficient, and effective way possible when you have unlimited resources. And then on the side was running my own businesses and learned that, boy, it's amazing to have unlimited resources, but in this arena on the side, running my own businesses, I didn't have unlimited resources, so I had to get and be really resourceful. But that is not even what today's top 20 business lessons, all learned from mistakes, by the way, learned is all about. This lesson is all about, and if I look at my little brainstorm sheet, now here's a little secret. This is just a little hint thing. I write notes and take notes on everything, wherever I am, whatever I'm doing. This is a little piece of paper towel that I grabbed. It's even got a coffee stand on it. I'm always learning and growing. We're going to talk about that a little bit on day 1, but I don't think we talked about it otherwise. But today, our biggest lesson learned is about the next thing. A lot of times we set a goal or objective, or there's something that we want to get or attain or be or do or have, and we set it, and then we think about all of the reasons and all of the things that are going to get our way, or we think about all the things that we're going to have to do and give up or sacrifice in order to achieve that goal. And that a lot of times will just shut us down, and we'll just say, oh, it's not worth it, we won't even go for it. But the secret to getting whatever you want and achieving great goals and bigger goals than you ever even imagined possible is to not do that. Don't stack on all the negativity and all the possible things that could happen. Just think about and focus on and ask yourself the question, what is the very next thing that I need to do to move me toward this goal or objective? And I was working with a coaching student last night, and this came up. He was trying to do all these things and stack on all this stuff in order to he was doing a new course and launching a new coaching program for real estate agents. And he had this huge pile, this huge list that he's talking about, all this stuff he's got to do. And I said, stop. I'm not going to say his name, but I said, stop. What is the absolute next thing that you need to do to move you toward this project, to move you toward this? He's doing a 4-week coaching program for real estate agents, and he's doing really cool things in it, and it's exciting. And I'm like, you don't have to do all those things, you just have to do the next thing. And so I kept coming back to the next thing. You listen and you let him talk through it, but I'm like, okay, but you don't have to do all those things at once. What is the next thing that you need to do? And so we decided the next thing that he needs to do, because he's got other pieces and components in place, is to create the funnel and create the whole system for himself first, which then he's going to go ahead and teach and share with everybody else, right? He's been a real estate agent for I think 11 years or more, through ups and downs in the economy. So he's already an expert at it, but he doesn't think he's an expert at it. That's one of the biggest challenges we face, is we think that we're not good enough, or we're not expert enough, or we don't know enough to get started. We need to remember that we don't have to be the be-all and end-all and best in the world to help other people with things, right? We just have to be farther along on the journey toward what we want and they want than they are. Now, I don't ascribe to the fake it till you make it kind of thing in terms of selling other people's stuff. That drives me nuts. I believe that you learn from people that have already done what you want to do, and that you model them. But we're talking about the next thing. So instead of overwhelming yourself and freaking out about all the things you have to do, think of what is the next most important thing I need to do, or what is just the next thing. Maybe it's not the most important, but maybe it's the next thing that you can do to feel like you're getting momentum and moving toward what you want. Now, how do you know what you should or shouldn't do? Well, guess what? You're going to make mistakes. You're gonna screw it up. You're going to make mistakes. We all do. That's how we learn. I say mistakes are what lead us to mastery, and it's not mistakes as it's a bad thing. It's mistakes, meaning I took action and the result wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I learned that that didn't work, so I just have to try something else. It's a mistake. It's a take that didn't go the exact way you wanted it to. So we look at our results, we take an action, we look at the result. The result's either moving us toward what we want or away from what we want. If it moved us away from what we want, we're not going to do that again. We're going to do something else, but we're going to take then the next step. And if we just focus on the next step and the next step, the other step, the next step always appears, right? Instead of freaking out and thinking, oh, I have to do all these things in order to get a new car or to get a new house or to find toilet paper or to achieve a goal or create the business of your dreams, you don't have to think about everything that it's going to take to get you there. Now, some people do, and it freaks them out, and then along the way they'll knock themselves out and they'll actually give up and quit because they'll get so frustrated trying to do all the things and climb the mountain, and it feels unclimbable, right? But if we take it one thing at a time, one day at a time, and just the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, we know we can do it. We know it's doable, and we feel capable of making it happen. So what is the next thing that you need to do to move you toward your goal or objective? Just do that thing. Maybe it's you just need to Google it. Maybe you need to make a phone call. But it doesn't have to be a big thing. It's just the next thing and then the next thing. And it gets you going and into momentum. Because along the way, yep, you'll make mistakes on your next thing, but you'll also have wins along the way. And those wins will give you momentum. So instead of overwhelming yourself with everything, today's biggest lesson learned is I just have to do the next thing. And maybe the next thing is finding somebody who can do the next thing for you, right? That's even more fun. It's when I say, oh, this is what we need to do next, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to come up with a logo or a brand. I'm going to find somebody that's really good at graphics to come up with this for me. And so maybe it's just finding the person that can help you do that. But it's you initiating and taking action on the next thing. So that's it. That's our countdown. Biggest lesson learned for today, of course, leading up to the Live Thrive Challenge starting on Monday. And I will let you know, I'm tweaking it a little bit for what's going on in the world right now, because when I first planned on doing it, my process and what I was going to do and what I was going to help people to achieve was different, not super different, because we all want to build our businesses and have success and get results in our life. But it's going to be a little more cognizant and focused on what's going on right now in our world and how can we really, really set ourselves up for success no matter what happens, and especially through difficult, challenging times that are outside of our control. Because let's be honest, this thing that's going on in the world right now, this virus, this coronavirus, it's outside of our control. Now, we can choose how we're responding to it and what we're going to do moving forward to protect ourselves and those we love and care about. But the fact that the virus is here is 100% outside of our control. It's like if you find yourself in situations, and we do it all the time in our businesses and in our life, that are outside of our control. In our relationships, sometimes our significant other decides that they want to be with someone else. That's outside of our control. We can only control our response to that. In our businesses, sometimes our partnerships and partners and business partners don't behave in the ways that we would expect them to, but that's outside of our control. We can only control our own behavior and our own response. So we need to, and I want to add some things that help us navigate super duper difficult times, because they're going to come, they're going to go throughout your you're building your business and creating whatever it is you want in your life. And so how do we handle that? How do you handle that in ways that that benefit you and benefit the people around you? Because I like to work with people that want to be the example, not the warning for other people. So if that's you, join us on Monday. Thrive Challenge page is where I'll record live at noon Eastern, which is 11 a.m. Central Time. I'm not going to do all the time zones. You can figure that out in your own area. Monday through Friday, we'll do 5 days of challenges, and there'll be an action item every day. Morning, Amanda. Be an action item every day for the challenge, and that homework assignment you'll do in the Thrive Challenge group. Why? Because I've had that group for a really long time, so it's easy to do it on that page and in that group. I've had the group page for probably, I don't know, lots of years. I'm sure it says on Facebook, but it's been a lot of years and I really haven't done much on it. So it's a perfect opportunity to do something there. But we'll do it there. And also in there, there's going to be a 10-day scavenger hunt. And every day, I've already done it, I've already made the clues. There'll be a clue in there. You want to find the clue, unscramble it for a chance to win a $25,000 value grand prize. And I'm not going to tell you what it is because that would spoil the surprise, but it's not cash. One of my sisters is like, how can you give $25,000 away at this time and this is what's going on now? And I'm like, okay, I decided it before this was going on, but it's just the value of the prize, right? It isn't $25,000 cash. It's, you know, the whole, if I gave you $25,000 cash, yeah, it might benefit you for a little while, but it would not ever benefit you anywhere near the amount of what the value of the prize is. So that's it. I will be with you tomorrow for day 2 or countdown day 2 of the top 20, mistakes and lessons that I've learned in 47 years of business. If I can help you anyway, hit me up in the comments below and ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Have an awesome day. Bye.